Us here in the West should be actively taking notes from what is going on in Indonesia right now. So, if you haven't heard, for the last few weeks, Indonesian citizens have been protesting their own governments after it was discovered that members of the parliament have raised their own yearly salary by a whopping 33%, making their monthly income around $14,000. This is in the same country where the monthly minimum wage ranges between $100 and $200, while the cost of living has far outpaced it. At the same time, the 4 richest men in Indonesia have more wealth than the combined total of the poorest 100 million people. Rightfully, people took to the streets Monday last week, but the situation didn't get heated until Thursday when a military police vehicle hit and killed a motorcycle taxi driver. This only added fuel to the fire of anger towards the state. The protests, while spontaneous in nature, targeted and even set fire to regional parliament buildings over the weekend in Makassar, West Nusa Tenggara, Pekalongan City in Central Java, and Cirebon City in West Java. This is how you protest. When the government that is supposedly meant to be democratic and responsible to the people ends up working for the richest of the country, which are the capital and landowners, it is the responsibility of the working masses to hold them accountable. The state is an institution that puts itself above the people to administer the country. In many countries, we have decided that if we are to have this kind of institution, we want it to be responsible solely to us. But when that trust falls apart and class contradictions between who work and those who own become so clear, like it did in Indonesia, there is no moral reason for why we not ought to tear the whole system down. Here in the West, with ever-growing inflation, rising costs of living, widening gap between the rich and the poor, alienation from our jobs and government, persecution of immigrants, and noticeable effects of climate change, all under the consent of our politicians, maybe we should stop throwing paint on paintings and start doing whatever Indonesia is doing right now.